Welcome to the Justice News Break, guys. We are covering a case out of Florida that happened right before Christmas, and we're going to get into it. We've actually got some additional updated information I'm going to review with you exclusively here in this Justice News Breakdown because there's more to this case than what we reported on. We're going to be doing an updated post, so stay tuned to that. We'll put this post and that updated post inside this description for you to have and read and check out. But man, this case is crazy and we want to get your opinion on it because as a parent myself, I have at times had to encounter situations where you almost feel like doing what this lady did, but you don't do it. You just don't do it. It doesn't serve any purpose. It doesn't help your child, and it certainly doesn't set a good example. And you can't do this stuff. But what a wild case this is. We're going to get into it right now. Let's jump in. All right, guys. So here it is. Here's the case. A mom will pull in a felony when protecting your kid crosses the line. Tiffany Griffith. Now, when this article went to post on the 23rd, she was sitting in jail. She had to sit in jail over the Christmas holiday. Or no, sorry, she did not sit in jail over the Christmas holiday. She ended up. It was right before Christmas. She posted bond, but she was sitting in jail in anticipation. She went uh, before a judge on the 23rd. It was actually later this day. We posted this in the evening time or late early morning on the 23rd. She was going before a judge that day. So we have an update on how that went. We will talk about that. But she was on vacation at a luxury resort in Florida. If you sit, as we lay it out for you, kids splashing in the pool, and then here they're having fun, and she uh, grabs someone else's child by the shoulders and holds them under the water until his nose bled. Insane, right? So she was taken to jail and she was held. And she went before a judge on the 23rd. They did set bond for her, $20,000. She had to post bond. She could. And another wild and crazy thing that came out after that, she is a former police officer. Now it's not known why she's not a police officer now, but she was a police officer from 2013 to 2018. So this is not just a mom. This is a former police officer who attacks a child in the pool. Let's talk about what happened, right? So here it is. She was at the Gaylord Palms Resort. I've been to the Gaylord Palms, but not, or a Gaylord Resort. It was not the one in Florida. It was the one in Washington, D.C. Stayed there for a weekend there a few years ago. Um, but she's at the Gaylord Palms Resort in Kissimmee, Florida, basically Disney World. It's a massive Orlando area destination. They've got convention spaces, restaurants. The one in DC was massive and huge as well. It's down at the National Harbor. It's a beautiful resort, nice resort. Uh, it's the 19th of December. It's around 4:30 in the afternoon. There's 3 6-year-olds playing in a 2-foot deep pool. They're splashing, and according to deputies, they got aggressive with each other. One of the boys allegedly dunks this woman's son. What happens next is absolutely insane because, according to the sheriff's office, Griffith, the mom who's observing this, enters the pool, yells at the kid who dunked her son, and then she puts both hands on his shoulders and dunks him underwater as well, holding him under there for 2 to 4 seconds. Security cameras capture the incident. 2 seconds. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. She's holding him under the water. Okay. And the boy runs to his parents. He's crying. He's got blood coming out of his nose. And his mother tells the deputies that he approached. He's upset. Um, and then Griffith follows it. The lady, the mom, follows him, yelling at her, even pulling out her phone to record the confrontation. The man eventually pulls Griffith away from the scene, or a man, bystander, pulls away. And another witness witnessed and corroborates this entire event and tells the deputies that he saw a woman in a black 2-piece bathing suit calmly enter the pool, move behind one of the boys, place both hands on his shoulders, and submerge him in the water. And they said security camera footage supports this thing. Crazy, right? I mean, what example are we setting here? I understand the frustration. I understand nobody wants to see their kid get bullied. Nobody wants to, but you can't get in there and do that to another child, right? You go over to your parents, you talk to the child but you don't set the example by dunking the kid. Now, how many of you out there disagree with this? Maybe there are some of you that do, but I could not imagine doing that. I have thought about at times where I said to myself, like, man, I'd love to go teach that child a lesson, but you don't do it, right? It's a thought that stays up here. And that's the difference between apparently this mom and what she's going to do, because she's going to be feeling some real consequences depending on how this works out. Now, she is presumed innocent at this point, and she has a right to go to court, and she has a right to question things, and she has a right to put up a defense and make them prove the case and prove the charges. Um, but this just can't happen. So she appeared in court on Sunday. Her defense attorney argues to the court that holding a child under the water for a few seconds shouldn't have caused a nosebleed, suggesting it's something else at the pool happened when the boy reached his parents. So essentially, the defense is saying that the nosebleed was not caused by the dunking, and that happened maybe from, again, remember, these kids were involved in aggressive behavior, splashing each other, and by witnesses agree, her son got dunked first. So could he have got hit or something? But the judge apparently he wasn't having it. So you don't think that, and this is what the judge says to the defense attorney. So you don't think that placing both hands on his shoulders, forcibly submerging him underwater, and holding him underwater is sufficient, meaning sufficient for a nosebleed? The attorney responds. He doesn't even try to defend the position. He just says, I will withdraw my argument, I guess. So if I'm her, I'm finding a different attorney as well, because I mean, that was a disaster. That was a ridiculous argument to go in and make, I think, at this stage of the case. I think what you would be making it is that, listen, there's a lot that needs to come out. There's a lot of things that need to happen that we're looking into, Your Honor. This is a mom. This is somebody who's, argue what she is to the community for positive traits, even hey, she's previous law enforcement. There's a lot more to this situation than what is being known right now and talked about. And we look forward to being able to get her day in court. But right now, she needs to be home with her family, and we need to get her out we need to get her out. But uh, that was a disaster. That was an absolute disaster. Um, so she was being held, and she was being held for a hearing that was going to happen on Tuesday to consider bond. So that does not get her out, and tells her that the judge says that she can have no contact with the family while she's in custody, and she's sent back to her cell to have a deeper or more in-depth bail hearing on that following Tuesday, the 23rd, which she does get bond. She does get a $20,000 bond. But the internet reacted. Right now, there's a lot of backlash out there on the internet, and um, you know, you know, some people again, and this is one quote that we found on the internet that one person actually said about the situation. No, he cried to his mom when someone else taught him a lesson his parents should have taught him. But my opinion is that is not what we should be doing here. Never, 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 right? Yes, his parents should teach him a lesson. Yes, the kid should have been punished. Yes, the child putting his hands on another child and bullying a child should not be taken lightly or ignored or disregarded. But the solution is not going out and putting your hands on that child. She was charged with aggravated CA, and under Florida law, that's a second-degree felony, meaning she could face up to 15 years in prison if convicted. Um, and you know, again, she was held without bond temporarily, but she's been released on a $20,000 uh, bond. But this defense attorney did not help things. So I don't know who she got. I don't know if this was a public defender that was assigned to her because it was quickly assigned. But whoever she's hired, she needs to get her retainer fee back if she's paid them, and she needs to go find another attorney, because that guy got her 2 extra days in jail, I think, with this stupid argument that he made. And whether or not what's going to happen. So we'll see what happens. I have a feeling there will be a plea bargain of some sort worked out, is what I would imagine happens here. Um, And you know, there's going to have to be, you know, again, this is not as cut and dry and simple as it seems, but still, I think there's a message that they're trying to put out there, which is you do not, you do not put your hands on the child. They're calling it the mama bear defense. I mean, I think it will resonate with some jurors, you know, hey, she was protecting her child. I think that's a great mitigating fact, but I think it also says, listen, her judgment needs to be questioned and she needs to reassess how she's handling these situations. And I think this is one of those cases where I don't think a trial is probably the best outcome. I think a plea bargain with counseling and, you know, apologies to both sides, I think is really the best way to resolve this. But we will see, we will watch, and if it's covered, we'll see. This will be a fun trial, I think, to watch if it actually goes to trial. But we'll see what happens. But guys, check it out. Check out this article over on our website. We're going to be doing an update post to include the bond, to include the new information about her previous profession. We're going to be putting it all together, and it will be in the description of this video, guys. This is crazy stuff, but this is what's happening out there. And this is what we're doing with the Justice News Break, checking out, and the website. We're bringing you all this stuff from all over the country so that you can see it for yourself. Tune in, make your thoughts known, join the discussion right here. You can scroll down to the bottom of the article, put your name in, put your comment in, and we will put that comment up. We moderate the comments, so you're not going to see it post right away. We're going to look at every single comment has to come to myself or my team to look at it and get approved to go up. So if you want to be known, if you want to be seen, this is not like YouTube where you post it and it goes up. This is where you're going to get your comments seen, and you're going to get to be able to have Justice take a look at it. So let me know what your thoughts are, guys, and let's find out. Also, please put your comments in this video as well. Like this video and help get this video out as well, because we want the whole we want to discuss this as a community and discuss these things. So with that said, guys, look, that wraps up this article. Get over there, check it out. Like I said, this is a wild case. It's a wild situation to think that a family vacation right before Christmas turns into this crap. I mean, man, unbelievable stuff. But that's what's happening out there. Like I said, and remember, very important, this lady is presumed innocent right now. She should absolutely get bond. She should absolutely be out, and she should absolutely have the opportunity to respond to this case and go in and put her defense up. But, you know, it sounds like there's a large amount of evidence documenting at least that she did put her hands on this child, and that should not be overlooked in this case or treated lightly, because you just can't do that, in my opinion. Ever put your hands on someone else's child for any circumstances or for any reason. That's my thoughts. Let me know yours, guys. Until we talk again, let justice prevail, and we will be talking to you very soon.
The system's rigged, man, it's time to break free. Eyes wide open, gotta see what I see. Standing on the front lines, fighting for the truth. Lift the veil of lies, it's time to be the proof. Take a stand, don't you back down. Raise your voice, let's shake the town. We're the voices that won't be ignored. Breaking chains, yeah, we're ready for war. With the